Hi, this afternoon I'm going to be canning up some red kidney beans. It is something we use a fair amount of. They get added to stews, casseroles, chili con carne, etc. So yeah, so I'm canning up those today. Let me tilt the camera down so you can see what it is I'm doing. I've washed the beans and picked them over, make sure there's no broken ones, etc. So it's half a cup of beans to a pint jar. So, and these I'm actually canning raw beans. I've done them pre-cooked before, and then I found out I can do them raw or dried. So that is what I am doing. That is no, it's not. That's Martin's phone ringing. Yeah, so it seems a fairly straightforward, easy way. Hang on, I've got dogs barking, waiting to come in. Come on, quick. Right, settle down. Whenever you start something, they always want attention. They seem to know. Right, back to the job in hand. And of course, dried kidney beans are cheaper to buy than those in the cans. And sometimes you've actually had trouble finding those in cans. Last year there seemed to be a bit of a shortage. Oops. A few bins there, so just a few odd ones. Right, is that bit done? Right, so that's 11 bars. Right, and then it's topping it up with cold water, leaving an inch of headspace. Like I say, I've washed these just to get any dust off, picked them over, taken out any broken ones. And I'm not adding salt to these. We're trying to cut down on the amount of salt that we're taking, and of course canning your own food means you're in control. I have the canner is on, and oops, still need a bit more water. I've turned the gas on under it. So of course, because I'm cold canning, cold liquid, cold jars, cold water in the canner. So now it's just wipe round the tops what that nose was then. It's Poppy. She's chewing a bone. And then of course the vinegar that's left I'll just add to the water in the canner. Stops the jars having that milky film on them. Let's get the lids on. I haven't noticed any real food shortages in the shops. Well, mainly because the sort of stuff we buy from the shops doesn't seem to be affected. Although saying that, Martin's favourite brand of crisps, Walkers, we've had real trouble getting them. Well, Martin has. He does like his Walkers ready salted. And we've, yeah, and there hasn't been any. But last year there was issues with beans and stuff like that. So although it didn't really affect us because we do sort of tend to do our own. It's all just done up finger tight, and then whoops, another clean lid. We'll process these at 10 pound of pressure for 75 minutes, so it is quite a lengthy process. And have a couple of rings. I don't even know what the cost of beans are in the shops. Right, let me just turn the camera around a bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm popping them into the canner. There's a bit more than the normal amount of water in there because of the length of time it's going to take to process them. And I don't want the canner boiling dry. I have to do 2 layers. I'll put the lid in. There we are, you see, just let's pour that bit of vinegar into the pan. To put the lid on. There's a little thing to line up. Bring you over so you can see. Right, you can't see that there, but there's actually a mark here and a mark there, and you need to line up the two together. Again, we do up the walnuts on opposite sides to each other. everything tightened up. Right, so now we just leave that to come up to boiling. When it starts boiling, it will start venting steam out of here. And then I'll set a timer for 10 minutes. I want 10 minutes of steam coming out. And then I'll add my 10-pound weight on. And then we'll reset the timer for 75 minutes and the dial here. Sorry, once that starts to jiggle and my dial here has reached 10 pound, then I can turn the gas down and set the timer for 75 minutes. I forgot my train of thought then. Yeah, so that's 10 pound of pressure, 75 minutes for 1 pint jars up to 1,000 feet altitude. So if you're using quartz or you're at a higher altitude, quartz it would be 90 minutes, and at a higher altitude you would have to look up to see what your pressure etc should be. So that's the beans on the go now, and I'll come back later when there's something else to show you. The canner has now finished, and I'm just waiting for the temperature and pressure to drop. That needle's got to go right back down to 0, and we do not remove the weight until the pressure and temperature has dropped, because otherwise the lid could just blow off and you could get injured. So yeah, so we don't tamper with any of that until it is completely finished, and you can hear it bubbling away inside. So once that's done and I'm ready, I will take the lid off and remove the jars. Right, the canner has cooled down sufficiently and the pressure has dropped, so I can take off the weight. Unscrew the lid. Now when you lift, you want to lift it so it's away from yourself, so you don't get scalded with the steam. Come the jars. All extremely hot, so you don't want to be touching any of it. And you want to be sitting your jars down onto a cloth. Move over a bit because I've got one more jar in there. Right, that's them all out. Now, as you can see, they're still bubbling away in there. So we will leave them jars there. We will not touch them, we will not move them, we don't do anything with them. They'll be left overnight to cool completely, and then they can be wiped down, labelled and put away. Now that ping you hear means there's a jar sealing. That's a good noise. So, and that's what we want to hear. We want all the jars to ping and seal. Then we will be able to take the rings off, but we're not going to touch nothing until they've cooled completely. So that is the kidney beans all canned up.